Today we're going over how to add patch files to aethersx2 on the Xbox Series S and X. Now this will need to be done in dev mode because on the retail side the version of aethersx2 is just too old, it won't work. But what are patch files? Well, basically they're modifiers and you can add things like cheats, 60 FPS hacks and loads of other stuff. So let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to want to do is jump over to the Xbox and start the FTP client. Now you should be familiar with this process. Allow anonymous is fine and just start the server. So let's jump over to the PC and get those patch files. Now the website I use for downloading the patch files is gamehacking.org and I will leave a link in the description below for your convenience. For this example we're going to use Resident Evil 4. So just type it in the search box. Now for Resident Evil 4 on the PS2 we see a few examples here. Now the ISO that I'm using is the NTSC-U, so we're going to click on that. Here we can see all the codes available to us. Now we want to change a few things here. We want to change the format to PCSX2 and we also want to click the checked box. We don't want to run all the codes as that will most likely crash the game. So let's find some codes. I'm going to go for infinite health. And I'm just going to tick all these boxes. I'm not sure which code actually does the job. I'm sure with trial and error you could test that out. Now another cheat that I want to run is infinite ammo. And it's a big list. So I've just pushed F3, typed in ammo, and let's have a look, see what we've got. Not that one. Let's have a further look. Here we go, infinite ammo. There's two codes. So I think I'm just going to tick them both and that should definitely do the job. So next we're going to scroll all the way back up to the top of the page and click download. But here lies the first issue and it might be a deal breaker for some. When you download the file it's actually called the name of the game, probably in brackets NTSC-U to sort of specify the region. But these files will not work unless they have a special code. It's the CRC code. Now the CRC code is a unique identifier and not only does it identify the game, it also identifies the region. So the PAL version of Resident Evil 4 will have a different CRC code than the NTSC version. So the best way to do this is to get your ISO and get the code from it. And I found the best way to do this is download PCSX2, which is the PlayStation 2 emulator for Windows PCs, and run the game with the command console open. That way you can get the code. So let's take a look at that in action. So the first thing we're going to do is run PCSX2 and you can see the main window and that command console that I was referring to earlier. So let's go to CDVD and then we can go to ISO selector and we can see that we have Resident Evil 4 ISO selected. Now if for any reason you can't see the console, if you go over to MISC, just make sure there's a tick next to show console. Right, now if we go to boot ISO fast, that will start launching the game. So keeping an eye on the console, you can see the CRC code right here. And for my version of this game, it's 013E349D. That is what we need to call the file. So we're just going to rename it and that should be good to go. So now all we need to do is drop it in the right location. So local folder, aethersx2, local state, cheats. We're going to drag and drop that cheat file over to the Xbox. Now back over on the Xbox we can just stop the Durango FTP server and now we can launch aethersx2. So we're going to go to games list and then we're going to look for Resident Evil 4. We're going to launch the game. Now I'm going to push the quick menu buttons here to make sure that I have cheats enabled. To do this we're going to go down to settings, we're going to go across to emulation settings and then enable cheats, the slider should be on. I'm just going to fast forward till we get into gameplay here. So as you know we added infinite health and infinite ammo. So let's give it a try. Definitely didn't take any health off me there. And again, my health is at maximum. As I'm shooting, you'll notice as well, the ammo's not going down. So the infinite health, infinite ammo, those patches work. So as you can see, the process is quite simple. It's just really annoying that you've got to run the game on PCSX2 on a Windows-based PC to get that CRC code. Now, if you do need any help, the link to the Discord server is in the description below, and I will try and help people out by getting those CRC codes. Obviously, if I get bombarded with games that you want me to get the code for, it's going to take time and I'm not going to be able to do them all. Now, before I end the video, don't forget to subscribe, because as soon as we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm giving one of those subscribers a brand new PlayStation 5 Disc Edition. And we're getting really close. I'm JP, you've been watching Alien Retro Gaming, and I'll catch you in the next one.
We'll be right back.